Something I like to do is start some of my plants for the garden myself from seed. You can save money doing that. It's a lot of fun. And also you can grow varieties that maybe you wouldn't be able to find at the local nursery. First thing to do is to gather your supplies. So I have some seed starting mix. It's important to use a good seed starting mix as opposed to just going out to the garden and digging up dirt. The dirt will be too heavy, hold too much moisture. You want something that's light and will allow the plants, the roots, to have plenty of air. You also need to have some containers to start your plants in. I save my 6-packs from plants that I've bought in the nursery other times. There's also peat pots and things like that that you can purchase. Potting soil is kind of drying, so I put on some gloves before handling the soil just to protect my hands. This is how it comes right out of the bag. It's dry, so I'm going to add some water to it. And as I add the water, I'm going to be stirring it and working it in. This mix has a lot of peat moss in it, and peat moss sort of resists water right at first, so you kind of have to work it and encourage the water to get taken up by the mix. I want it to be evenly moist, not too soggy, but moist enough that it's going to germinate the seeds. So that's feeling pretty good. I'm going to start with one of these 6-packs. And what I do is I kind of sprinkle a little bit in and then gently pack that down. I don't want to pack it down real tight because I want the mix to be airy and easy for the roots to penetrate. But if you don't pack it down a little bit, then you'll have big air pockets. And I don't really want big air pockets either. So I've just about got enough in there now. I'm going to leave a little bit of head space so that there's room to water my plants. And so I don't want to fill it all the way up to the very tippy top. Okay, so that looks good. Another thing to think about with your seeds, what growth requirements do they have? Seeds come in different sizes. Some seeds are very large, some are very tiny. A good rule of thumb is that you plant the seed as deep as the size of the seed. So if you have a big seed, you're going to bury it deeper in your soil. Very, very tiny seed you might want to just place on top and not cover with any soil. Another thing that you're going to want to know is what the light requirements are. Some seed need light to germinate. Some seed germinate better in the dark. Also temperature. What temperature does the seed like? Lettuce, for example, likes a cool soil. So if you place your seedlings in a room that's too warm, they may not germinate. Different plants have different moisture requirements. Some plants like lots of moisture. Some plants might prefer being watered from the bottom. So you would set them in a container and pour your water in that container as opposed to watering them from the top. Also, how long does it take for your seed to germinate? Once you've planted them, you're going to be watching them every day, hoping to see some little seedlings emerge. Some seeds might come up in 3 or 4 days. Other seeds might take 3 weeks. So if you have an idea of how long it's going to take your seed to come up, then you know what to be looking for.